Okay, hi everyone. I decided to do a new video for my final task as I tweaked up some things, so I wanted to add that. My unit is on the story by Bernard Malamud, A Summer's Reading. I targeted my 11th grade 5-pointers for this, but it can be adapted to 4-pointers, it can be adapted to weaker students. Whatever you want, the ideas are there, and I'd be happy if people used them. So the first thing I did is the pre-reading. What is the most important goal in life? Write a short post about what you think the most important goal in life may be. Respond to at least 2 classmates' posts. This keeps them on their toes. They have to respond. They can't just write. And I hope it should inspire some discussion. Actually, when we did this, so it did inspire discussion. Some said health was the most important thing. Some said friends. Actually, no one said money. I was very impressed. But it did inspire some discussion, and I was actually very proud of my students for the values that they found important. The second part, after the most important goal in life, I made a small glossary of some of the words that I felt my students may not be sure about, some slang, and some other words that they might not have seen so much. And I put that in a glossary. Once they've gone over the words, I made a vocabulary crossword. So basically they go in, as you can see I did not complete the game I went into to test it, but they go in and they just have to fill out the words. I thought that was very cute. You can add words. There are many words in A Summer's Reading. I just didn't want it to be too much. Maybe even do for each part different vocabulary. I just didn't get around to doing that. So once you have the vocabulary, you have the pre-reading, then we're down to the story. Here I have the story as a file accessible to the students, a great resource, and as you can see, very clear. Or not, it just went to my other screen, which is not recorded. There you go. Here it is, very clear, very nice. Of course, the students also have their books, but we all know not to count on that. So that's the after we read the story. I did not do the HOTS on here because I feel that a frontal teaching of the HOTS with some interaction with the students, just nothing digital, I feel that that works better with my students. But for the bridging, I created a Narrowview game. This is a game on Wikipedia. They have a link here. Whoever doesn't know about this game, it's a really cool game and it really gets the kids into action. So basically, they have a bridging question. Find the connection between George's origin and his state of mind. Obviously, this needs to be explained to them before they go into the game. What does that mean, origin and state of mind? By origin, I meant the fact that he's an immigrant. And let me just get it in. Basically, I'll explain what it is. Narrowview is a game. You get a code like a Kahoot, similar idea, but it's in Wikipedia. You choose 2 Wikipedia terms and you see how the students can connect them. They start with one of them and then they need to get to the second. Trying to make this work here. If it doesn't work, so just bear with me. It's in my other recording and you can check it out. In any case, once you have that working, so you can have the students explore what the connection is between the fact that George is an immigrant and social mobility in the United States. Those were the 2 terms that I chose. I don't know why it's not going in right now, but as I said, it's in my previous recording, and as you can see, there's a link, and obviously before I do it in class, I would check that the link works on the same day. If not, it's very simple to create a new game. You just go into narrowview.com, you put in the 2 terms, you can create the game on the spot. You do not have to have the link on your Moodle if it's not working or anything. You can just create a new game with the same terms. It's very cool. Then we have the post-reading. The post-reading is that they need to write a blog post telling us what has happened to George in the 10 years since the story happened. They need to pretend they're George. They need to write in his words. They write it as a blog. So I think it's very cute for them. we could talk about, how blogs work, the kind of style people have in a blog, why it's different from a diary. So that also, again, we're having the HOTS, we're comparing between diaries and blogs. We're thinking about why someone would write a blog, as opposed to, let's say, a letter to the editor, which is also public. So I find the idea of a blog very intriguing and an option for further discussion. Then, once they're done writing their blog post, and they can also they can have help from friends. They can not help, obviously, they're each doing it alone, but their friends can read their blogs and comment, and then they can change it if they want. Once they're happy with their blog, then they have the final assignment, which they need to upload here, and then once it's in, I will grade it. So that is basically my final task, my Moodle unit for my 11th grade 5-pointers on a summer's reading. Thank you.